Hi everyone, this is Emma. One by Sarah Crossan. I just finished this book. I cried so much. This is the most heart-wrenching book I read in 2024. If you don't know this author, Sarah Crossan, I strongly recommend you check her out. She writes poems, that's my thing, but she also writes YA, which is usually not my thing until I read this book. This one, this one broke my heart, make me laugh so hard, and took my breath away, induced so much tear. And that entire time, I was like, really, I'm crying over a YA book? This is just so not me. I read over 100 books a year. I would say my tolerance level is pretty high. I read all kinds of genre, but usually I cannot get a YA. There is just too much whining and too much non-existent pain. But Sarah Crossan has this ability of using really simple languages to get to the point and to really sink you in, to have you feel all the characters struggling and happiness and love and suffering is just so powerful. It's a thick book, but it's also a verse book. So it's very easy to read. Pick a time and a place where you can be alone, immerse in it, and you will see what I'm talking about. My reading of this book got interrupted by work emails, then childcare duties, then cooking dinners, but I read it in one day and that did it for me. So I strongly recommend you try finish this in one sitting. It's a book about conjoined twins, Grace and TP. They were born connected to each other. So they each have their separate heads, chest, and two arms of each person, but they are joined at the hip. So they share two legs. The story starts when the twins are forced to go to school for the first time in their life. They are 16 and a half years old, but they've never been to school because of their conditions. The state stopped paying for their homeschool bills, and their family simply cannot afford it anymore, so they are going to private school. Their entire life, they've been called freaks and demonic. Even their church rejected them. You would think this is a story about overcoming, but really, it's a story about normalcy. At least that's how I read it. Their family is not more loving because of the suffering. The twins' dad is an alcoholic and unemployed, and he definitely dwelt in his own little universe, causing unnecessary burden to the other family members. Their grandma also lives with them. Their mom works full time and some more because she is the only breadwinner in the family. They also have a younger sister who they nicknamed Dragon. She is fun. She is a promising dancer, ballet dancer. I love all the characters, every single one of them. They do not have fun every day. There's rarely sunshine in their life. They definitely struggle. Everyone's tired or stressed or given up. In other words, just like most normal families, except they have Grace and Tippy, they have special needs and they attract unnecessary stares. The family struggle but also love each other in their own way. The story was narrated from Grace's point of view, one of the twins. She does not want sympathy. She's very proud. The story tells her getting used to school, her first crush, her intertwining relationship with her twin sister Tippy, which is really funny, her rebellions, her despair and hope. Normal teenager coming to age kind of things, except she cannot really hope for anything. She cannot afford falling in love because she and TP can never get married or have their own children. She cannot have normal friends without suffering from their shock or horror at some point. She also cannot work to help out the family's money issue and had to see Dragon, their little sister, doing part-time work, giving up dance tour opportunities because of her medical bills. She is sensitive, mild, and considerate, while her twin sister TP is just badass. The story was told as one person, but also as two persons, Grace and TP. Their life and thoughts and struggle can never really be separated. They are essentially one forever, no matter what happens. You just have that deep feeling as you go through this book. Then Grace's heart starts to fail because of virus infection. She cannot have a heart transplant because the drug alone will kill her twin sister, TP. She also cannot go without treatment because her heart's burden is adding burden to their shared body. So the doctor proposed to separate them. The risk is tremendous and the success rate is so low. More than likely, Grace will be given up if the operation goes bad because she has the bad heart. The sister needs to make the decision. In this book, you'll meet mean people, the spoiled private school kids who leave mean notes in their lockers, the random strangers who stop and take their pictures on the street without their permission. You will also meet kind people like the twins' friends, Yasmin and John. Oh, I love them. They see them as who they are, separate, independent, two sisters. And they see them without pity. You will also see the apparent villain, a reporter who tried years to document their lives on camera. But when she finally got her way, she stopped filming as soon as Grace and TP fell ill. She gave them space. She cared like a human being. Really, I'm not exaggerating. Every character is so touching in this book. I need to stop talking now because it's a book you should really enjoy by yourself, especially if you love the free verse form. I highly recommend this book. Just a few days ago, I saw a post asking jokingly, saying, that person said, "Give me one bad reason for not having kids." It's apparently written by someone who doesn't want to have kids and have a big opinion about those who do. And I was like when I was in my 20s. So I answered seriously for some reason. I said, it's okay not to have kids, but to have kids is to know you can love someone so. What I was trying to say is that love's limit can be pushed so far beyond your imagination. And after reading this book, I have another answer to that question. Kids can bring a lot of burdens, but they also bring a different dimension in your life, a different perspective. When I read a YA book like this, at this stage of my life, it feels like a remnant of my youth, remembrance of the past. But I also see it from my kids' point of view. I see it from a mother's perspective. I start to imagine what my kids will go through in their life, how they struggle, how they treat people kindly, lovingly, without showing too much pity, without showing their privilege. I relate to their awkwardness. It's quite a strange and powerful experience. And this book is so amazing because it brought that to me. So, next time I'm going to move on to another Sarah Crossan's book, Where the Heart Should Be. I'm so looking forward to this one. It has high rating on Goodreads. I'm hoping that it will give me the same kind of impact on the same level. So I'll report back when I finish this one too. Bye now.